Hey, wait. Hello. Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, Rahul,
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool. Hey Byung, how are you?
Good. How are you? Been a while.
Been yeah. Very well, thank you. Hello everyone. Good morning, good evening. Let's wait maybe a minute more. Okay. Shall we begin? Are we expecting someone else? I know that Raj is traveling, so he won't be able to join today. I guess we can get started, right?
Yep.
Yep. All right. Uh, so one possible thing that I can start off with is discussing where we left off on the last couple of meetings. So I know that most of us were not available last week and the week prior to that. One of the things that we've been talking about in last couple of meetings was about doing the dev and release security checklist, handling the dev and release security checklist using OpenSSF. So the primary action item there was handling the OpenSSF score and badge, and the CLO monitor, the cloud flow monitor. Uh, I guess Ved uh, has taken it to the next level. Maybe a quick update, Ved, from your side.
hello, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
I have added the GitHub Action PR in the Napier project. So, if we are good to merge, then I can raise another PR for the CLO monitor checklist also, so that we are in compliance with the open best practices and CLO monitor scores, and we can improve those scores after each of the PR.
Yeah, I saw that there was a comment today on that PR, right?
Some of like okay to test command need to run from the release team, I guess, to check for the tests in the PR.
Okay. Um, all right. So I guess this would still require a review, right? The primary change so this does not require the all the review comments are already taken care of. Looks like the only so we don't have a requirement to push a token here, right? So this is commented out. So we don't have any dependency on adding a new secret to the organization or to the project repo. So we should be good to merge this. Let's wait for the review. I don't know how what would be the way for us to push for this review except for raising it on the Slack channels. And given that everyone is preparing themselves for the R2 release, I'm not sure where will this fall under on the priority in the priority bucket. So let's wait. Maybe we can just call out on the Slack channel. That's the best we can do, right? Wait.
Yeah, I can push a message on Slack channel regarding this. Yeah.
Right. Okay. The next action I would tell about the OSSF badge. I don't think we can do anything more here, because if we end up handling this core, then the badge fulfillment will automatically improve. So this is basically a subjective assessment where you have to answer the questions on the portal. So this is one thing that being we realized a couple of weeks back that there are two things, right? One is the OpenSSF badge and the other is the OpenSSF score. And OpenSSF badge talks about most of the things are related. There are things related here. The blog that this project that is shown here, right, from Tony, primarily shows things from the badge perspective. Okay. And if you have to improve this percentage here, we need access to the portal, which is controlled by currently the access is only enabled for Lucy. So we'll have to just wait. Our intention, what we decided was, let's improve this score. This would automatically have an impact on this batch as well, the batch fulfillment percentage.
Tony's tool just collecting the batch data, so in common places. So anything you enhance or something, then you will automatically reflect. It doesn't generate its own number. It just collecting the data from those database.
Yeah. This number is directly from the OpenSSF report. But what we are trying to say is there are two things, right? Like OpenSSF score is a different scorecard is a different thing. And this is what OpenSSF scorecard is. Okay. And then the OpenSSF badge is a completely different thing. Let me just put it, see if I can pull it up. Yeah. So this is the best practices.dev. So this is very different. And this has subjective evaluation, right? That's the whole point I was trying to say. For example, here, this is essentially a subjective evaluation where someone has to actually answer the set of questions, saying that this is met or unmet or not applicable.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So, looks like someone did change. No, it's still the same. Sorry, no, it's still the same. So both of these things are taken up currently by Ved. So thank you, Ved. These two things are basically, Ved is taking. Even this part, right? The Clo monitor is something similar where you can get a score, but the Clo monitor is a CNCF specific tool. And we are trying to check whether we can get it enlisted as well, get a NFA project enlisted there as well. Ved, do you have any update in the context of Clo monitor?
Currently, right now, I'm not having the context regarding CLO monitor, but I have locally checked the score for CLO monitor, and I think we can push action for this to. Let me check.
Yeah, this is the score, right? I mean, again, the score is not so great, but that is understood.
That's why I was thinking too that if we could have a separate action for CLO monitor too, that we can improve that score. If it suits you guys, so we can have another action regarding CLO monitor too.
Okay. So yeah, basically these. So this could be. Let's first get this handler. I guess this would raise in turn have another set of this would result in another set of PR. So let's wait for this to get handled first, in my opinion, and then we can check about few other tools. I think the important thing is this and this would additionally be important, but some of it is already done. This part, my understanding is that the dependency scanning is currently not in place. I don't know whether if this is the right statement to make. At least I haven't seen anything. Does anyone know about this aspect? Okay, I don't hear anything. So I don't see anything done in the context of image scanning or dependency scanning. So this is an open action item. If there is anyone who would like to take this up and propose a first, yeah.
Like dependency scanning in what perspective? Like updating those dependencies or checking for the security vulnerabilities in dependencies?
I think primarily from the check part, the most of the tools who do the check also have the ability to actually raise the pull request automatically. But that could be consequent. Like I know Snyk can actually raise a pull request as well to fix the dependency problem. But I don't know whether we want to go that route to begin with. Just the scanning part would be something that we can target first.
Okay.
And again, I think this is something that we need to bring it to the TSC as well. Like we need certain access to the certain tools, and LFN might provide access. So we need to check whom to talk to. We're not sure whom to talk to.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Rahul, I'm gonna send a quick email to Emmy, AT&T. Only have this some of the image scanning, dependent scanning. I'm not sure what kind of tool they're using. I'm gonna send a quick email, and then it's possible no answer from her. But anyway, so I just
Okay.
send email,
Thank
and
you.
then I'll send you update to the probably send you to the Slack. Okay.
Super. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's primarily the thing. So another thing is this could be a low hanging fruit, having a security policy in place. Having said that, this seems to be an administrative this thing. We can suggest a policy based on other projects. This can be an easier task, but I wonder whether someone has an opinion here about what should be done. So basically, this comes into play when someone has to formally report a security issue in Nefio or relevant components. So what should the procedure be followed? I remember that there was a discussion before, and there was a security response team that was formed before. But I'm not aware if there was a discussion about security policy or anything like that that was done before. Is anyone else aware of it? Otherwise, we can look at other elephant projects and try to incorporate a similar policy. We don't have to, overthink about this, but it would be best to have a policy in place before people start reporting security issues. Okay. So this if there is someone who want to take this up, this could be as simple as requesting for sending a template that some of the other projects are using, and then proposing that as a security policy. Yeah, on the P0 part, these are the aspects that we have listed. Anything else that we should be considering for P0 issues? Basically, P0, when we are talking about P0, the aim is to check what is it that we can get done, or what we can start meaningfully before R2 release. That's the aim.
For dependency scanning, I just got one more tool named Dependabot. We can have a look right now.
Yeah, Dependabout is a GitHub native tool, right? So Dependabout is good, but it doesn't have similar features as SNCC, is what I remember, is what I know. Dependabout is natively integrated as part of GitHub itself, right? It's a GitHub tool, is what I remember. Again, this is the good news. Good thing about this is it has a native integration with GitHub, so
Yeah.
so it's much easier to use. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
We can think in this direction also if we want to add Dependabout upgradation in our Napier project, like it will be.
Okay, I'll just add this point here. Let's see. So does okay, let's wait for this part anyways, from from the elephant team, or from if we can receive any response from Amy.
And for the security policy part, we need to dive deeper in how we can incorporate serious security policy.
So but dive deep in the sense, it's easier for us to look at some of the other projects, similar projects, right, and check the policy that they are using. I mean,
We should see those projects and check out how they are incorporating those policies in their project.
sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay, can you say that again?
We should check whether projects who are incorporating these security policies. So we could we can have a look in similar projects.
Correct. Yeah. So that's the aim. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's the primary discussion. Anything else that we might want to discuss? Some of the things that we wanted to talk about is we'll target these two projects. It's basically the same project. Everything is here. This is the project repo that we're targeting, and yeah, for all the non-compliant rules, I guess we already have an issue in place, especially from the OpenSSF scorecard perspective. Not sure if there's anything else to be discussed on this page. Okay, so that brings us to the other important point. And again, I know that this is still a little bit early for discussion, but I guess at some point in time, we have to start discussing this as to what are the next action items that we can start thinking towards, right? Like the secrets management, the service mesh, this threat modeling, this ISC scanning, all of this will require, and the RBAC part that you mentioned in the last call. If you have to go in any of these directions, it will take a while. It would require a clear owner. It would require regular discussions and things like that. So if anyone is interested in taking up any specific action items here, we can start, we can start picking up. But I guess there would be some priorities, right? Like I remember someone mentioning about secrets management needs to be in place. Currently, there is the credential sprawl within the projects itself is what I was been told, but I've not verified it myself. Any so I wonder, Buyung, if you know what is it used in the context of ONAP by the ONAP SecCom team for secrets management?
They have some security management using Kubernetes, and we don't apply the Vault yet, but we currently using secret management, the Kubernetes secrets. But we plan to enhance that because when we're talking to other system, we have to. But I think the ones ONAP handling, I can definitely share with you.
Okay.
And also I can share the service mesh design, but RBAC have some use cases, but I think I have to resume my work in January. That's why I'm not jumping in now, because I need to take vacations in December. So I'm going to come back some of the topic in January. And then also in ONAP, we are also studying supply chain security and possibly SASA, and then NISD. We try to work with that. Also, OpenSSF, Fresca. So we have some kind of brainstorming there. So whenever we have some information, definitely I'll share with you. Okay.
Awesome.
In January.
No, yeah. That seems to be the general accepted norm now, that most of the things will only get discussed in December, but everything will actually resume some sort of action only in January. So that's a given, I guess.
One question: intent-based security automation. What's the scope for this?
Yeah. So basically, one of the discussions that I had with John and Wim in KubeCon was about intent-based security automation, in the sense that so I plan to present a design maybe by mid of December.
Okay.
So this is one of the work that is done as part of 5G Sec. This is let me just show you. Yeah. So the intention is to automate security. Again, I'm giving just some high-level picture here. The security intents and security binding. So today what happens is, in most cases, teams are deploying policies and rules and policy engines, specific policy engines and rules and policies in the context of those policy engines. Ideally, as a user, I should be able to specify an intent at a higher level. And that intent can then get converted into specific policies or a set of policies. It might not necessarily be a single policy. For example, if someone says, I do not want privilege flag to be used in the context of containers or pod exposed to internet, that is an intent that can get converted into a policy or a set of policies. There could be a CNI policy, there could be a KubeArmor policy, there could be a Falco policy, there could be an admission controller policy, possibly, which says that do not allow any privileged containers to spawn. So this is a design. Again, this is still at a very high level, but eventually we would like to, this is the team that brought up the intent-based security design. And this is something that I had a discussion with John and Wim early. So basically it goes hand in hand with the core Nefio principles or philosophy about how do you abstract away the implementation details from the intent and then automate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is a good starting point.
Yeah.
For information, in ONAP, we're discussing about AI ML-based security enhancement. And we are talking about can we apply this ONAP and then NF. So anyway, study just begun. So I think next year we're gonna share some of the information. I think the intent-based security probably we can achieve the more sooner, because AI ML is more long-term view. So anyway, okay, good. Thank you for describing the scope. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, but that's pretty much it, I guess. These are the primary things. There's Linux Foundation Security Framework. This is an action item to go deeper and study well. This is a document that was shared by the TSC team. This needs to be reviewed properly and checked if there are any other action items that we might possibly want to consider.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And if we happen to have a discussion with the LFN security committee or any other, we have these things to be discussed. But that's pretty much it.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Anything else that we've got to discuss now? Okay.
One thing, I'm not sure, you don't have to concern about this. I just Modesta from ONAP StatCom once briefly mentioned about in ONAP we're using DCA. We have a DCAE component, which bring the network resource information bring into ONAP, and based on that they analyze what happened in the network, and then they using policy, they analyze situation, and then they coming back. So I'm not sure this is part of the nephew SIG assurance or security, but anyway, so he mentioned about his nephew has similar the mechanism getting the network what happened in the network and then getting in there and then based on the security threat model and then they analyzing and then they just adjust change configuration and then back to a network. So it's a in large sense it's a part of the security. But anyway, he just briefly mentioned about how nephew handle today have similar component like DCAE, or in the long run nephew wants to take a component like a DCAE from ONEP, so for security and assurance. So anyway, just a question, but nothing formulated, but I'll share more detail, in coming months. Okay.
Okay. If there is a link or something that we can possibly go through.
It's a verbal discussion. So
Okay.
anyway, once we got
Okay.
the link, I'm gonna share with you definitely.
Super. Okay. Okay.
Okay. I'm just sharing what discussion happened in the own second. So okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
For the image scanning part, could we have a notary support in Nephew?
But notary is not necessarily for image scanning, right? Wait, if I'm not wrong.
It is for image signing, but it also support image scanning too, as far as I right now.
I see. I think for image scanning, there are a bunch of tools. I think most popular is Trivy, is what my understanding is. But if notary, I don't know about notary, if notary can do this, but if yes, then we can certainly consider. Again, I know that SNCC can do the SNCC can also do this, is what my understanding is. SNCC
We can have a couple of options and we could choose best out of the options.
Sure, absolutely. Okay. I think this would be an important thing to achieve, because from ISC perspective, Nephew is primarily doing automation, right? Infrastructure and deployment automation. So having ISC artifact scanning in place might be critical. Need to check whether if there has already been some thought given in that direction. I didn't come across any link or anything like that. I asked this to John and Wim when I met last time, but I don't think they. I didn't get any clear response, so I don't think that exists. But just wanted to put it up. This could be important activity as well, from Nephew perspective.
So one quick thing, Rahul. So Nephew is about configuration as data, right? Rather than so I'm just trying to understand what are the IAC artifacts over here.
So basically, if you look at the primary design, right? Let me just bring up what I meant by. Where did that? There was a picture about an architecture, right?
R1.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm opening the right one. So there was a picture which shows connectivity to OCloud and a specific. No, not this. Certainly not this. So yes, the configuration has data, but it can be at multiple level, right? That's what the point was. So if you do, if you look at package variant sets, if you look at let me see if I can find it. No, not here. Okay, yeah, here I think this is where the diagram is. So yeah, if you look at this, including the infrastructure resources, right, like cloud infra resources, workload resources, and the workload configuration eventually, all these three things falls under the purview of Nephew, automation aspects. So it's not only just the configuration of the workloads, but as well as for the infrastructure resources and the workload resources, right?
Right, and the infrastructure resources are basically, I think, handled by. Okay, so there are some CRDs. Seeing that is there as part of or some
Yeah, so this involves basically creation of the Kubernetes clusters and sending the right configuration and all that, right? So my
Right.
assumption is that we'll need some sort of ISC scanning practices in place to figure out. One challenge that I see is that Nephew goes to the next level, right? Like it has templatized with KPT and Posh. It has additionally templatized the whole configuration mechanism. So the existing ISC scanning tools might not be able to deal with those. So I see some challenges there, but again, it's a
Yeah.
very high level
Yeah,
understanding at this
got
stage.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we need to leverage the IC scanning tools if we found one. I guess we need to leverage those IC scanning tools if there exists a tool to scan these artifacts. So according to our use case, we need to leverage because Nepio is more advanced and working on a very next level. So
Yeah, there are a bunch
yeah.
of ISC scanning tools, open source as well. I know Bridge Crew's Code Curve, no, not Code, but Chekhov being widely used for ISC scanning, and there are other tools as well. The question is, will those actually work in the context of? Will those be effective in the context of Nephew? Right, that is something that we might have to do some analysis, especially because of the templatization aspect that we are talking about, right? Like Nephew introduces.
Yeah, check once.
Okay. That's it. Anything else, folks?
Let's get open PR merged and let's work on the other monitor and hit one by one the checklist items.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds like sounds like a plan. Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Good weekend. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.